It really is. In America, despite what happened on January 6th, has not had a coup, right?
Yeah.
And so I still think that in the history of most countries, there is always some type of coup or hostile takeover.
Yeah.
So America is still due for one if you study like history.
Right.
And so I think this can start to become a major situation, even especially if he has other issues, and to talk about what our reality is. I just don't see it for Joe. So I see people coalescing around Biden, not as the person, but just as the office and a candidate.
The antithesis to Donald Trump.
But I'm just saying, like, just because they need, like, this is a candidate, but like we need all this down ballot support.
Right.
But my hope is that all of this constant asking to step aside, he actually listens and does it, because I do think that Trump and Vance are horrible for our future. But as someone pointed out, maybe we need the worst possible option for America, so that like at the top of the hour we stop pushing so much violence outward, because once we've experienced violence, maybe then that will push us to actually stop creating and exporting violence everywhere.
And what's interesting about JD Vance as the vice presidential nominee is he was somebody that was a Trump critic, a vocal Trump critic. He called Trump, he said Trump might be America's Hitler, right?
Yeah.
He called him a cynical asshole, noxious and reprehensible. But the best comment that he had, he called Donald Trump cultural heroin.
That's crazy.
Which is, to me, that is...
He insulted his way into the vice presidency.
Again, but again, he then, bowed down. And obviously, you're not going to become vice president unless you bow down to Trump.
Yeah,
but like
gotta bend the knee, bro.
Right, but he's somebody that is smart and articulate. Mm-hmm. And so he's not a Vivek. He's not one of these just like empty suits of Tim Scott, right? Who was like roar, at the RNC. He's somebody that is a senator. You know what I'm saying? And also, although Tim Scott's a senator too, but also like can articulate
what's that say about
Trump's
the position?
Vision. What vision? I mean, what position?
That JD Vance and Tim Scott are both senators.
I mean,
does that speak more about the position? Or
I think it speaks to where we are in the country right now. I mean, again, you have somebody like Marjorie Taylor Greene is in Congress. I mean, Lauren Boebert is in Congress. I mean, it really speaks to where we are, and that we have been in this where it's not even political theater anymore. It's like political reality TV. Yeah. And so like these kind of reality TV Congress people and senators that we have. And it's really kind of crazy to watch this thing unfold. And now we have a person running for president shot at. And now we have, again, like you have Democrats like still, I mean, think about it. We're still trying to figure out who's going to be at the top of the ticket, and is it going to go to the convention, and is it going to be Gavin Newsom, and is it going to be Shapiro, is it going to be Whitner, is it going to be Kamala, and Biden is holding on, and he's doing interview after interview after interview, and every interview it's like worse and worse and worse. It's not.
He's
it's
giving
not
like
that
a pound of flesh every interview. He's coming out a little bit more diminished every time you see him on camera.
And it's not that he hasn't had good answers, and some of it's that every time it's some type of gaffe, and that gaffe gets illuminated or brought out, it gets memed, right? It gets laughed at, it gets joked at, it gets played. The only thing I saw from that press conference was, VP Trump. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Over and over and over and over again. And then it's like, this man's old and we laugh at him. How can this be the guy that's going to take on Donald Trump, who just got shot at and screaming, fight, fight, fight? It can't be him.